Berg. The matrix of leadership is to you, old friend. Transform and roll out.
All right, welcome back to the Firemark Sessions. I'm your host, Alex Berg. With me, as always, Jason Goose Gallow. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on,
brother?
brother?
Good to see you. We're doing some NFL talk now. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Oh, you're excited.
A little bit.
A little bit. You know, you toned it down right here for us.
Yeah, of course. Okay. I mean, come on, I'm a giver.
All right, the season's in the books. The Seahawks beat the Patriots in a garbage Super Bowl. That was garbage. I don't know what you thought, but the game was boring. The commercials were boring. The halftime show was boring. I mean, obviously the NFL can't control the game, but I don't know. The whole production, I think, just needed to be stepped up. It was just your thoughts. It was terrible.
Garbage Super Bowl. The only thing that was great about it was it was
the Patriots losing.
Yeah, Patriots losing. Obviously, always yay. But honestly, it was one of the most not in doubt Super Bowl. Like I had thought the Seahawks were going to win. Going away, like from before the game, even.
Right.
You could just see how Drake May was doing, and it just he a little too big for the moment. The moment was a little too big for him. I mean,
yeah.
You could tell it was just not ready yet. Probably going to win a Super Bowl, just not last year.
Right.
But I enjoyed the Super Bowl a lot. And do you know why I enjoyed the Super Bowl a lot?
You had a lot of money on the Seahawks. I don't know.
I had a lot of money on a prop bet, which was including the Seahawks winning and Mac Hollins scoring a touchdown.
Mac Hollins,
the Patriots wide receiver who scored the only Patriots touchdown.
Garbage time?
In garbage time.
Right.
But I have a Mac Hollins story.
Okay.
My wife, I love you, baby. Ashley, I love you. Okay. She is a middle school teacher, and her student is Mac Hollins' stepson, but son, really.
Okay.
And
one of
she
those
was,
NFL family stories.
Exactly. She was really close with the student and his dad. So I'm like, and I always liked Mac Hollins. I liked him when he was on the Dolphins.
Okay.
I've been a Mac Hollins fan, actually.
Right.
It was just happenstance that it was that. So I'm like, oh, Mac Hollins, anytime touchdown, Seahawks to win. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Very nice.
Okay. All right. So you had some good odds there, too, I bet, too.
Definitely had some
good
odds.
An anytime touchdown. Yep. I thought the playoffs were reasonably exciting. I'm a big Carolina Panthers fan, obviously. Yeah. I was at the playoff game, first playoff game that they've had in 10 years, and or first home playoff game that they've had since 2015, actually.
What's that like?
What do you mean?
Having a home playoff game.
A home playoff game as a Dolphin fan? I don't know. I'm not trying to rub it in, brother.
Yeah.
So, didn't they have a home playoff game in 2007?
Yeah.
It was at least this century, millennium.
Okay, great. Yeah. 20-3. They didn't even bother to show up that game, but yeah.
So, I mean, we lost our game to the Rams, but it was real exciting. Came down to a touchdown at the end. Obviously, they our best cornerback, J.C. Horn, was out with a concussion and a concussion protocol. So they targeted our weak link and, scored a touchdown with not much time left, and that was the difference in the game. But, I was proud of the Panthers. That was an exciting game. Bears-Rams was great.
Absolutely.
Broncos-Bills was a good game, but that ending, that was a catch.
Oy. Yes.
It was a catch. I mean, you can't just have different rules for different games. It was a catch, and if it's a catch, they're in field goal range. Buffalo wins that game in overtime. We all saw it. It was a catch. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I mean, considering Scott Norwood was not their kicker, so they definitely would have made the field goal. And
it was closer too, I think.
Absolutely,
but anyway.
That's a catch. I am sick of this. Well, he's got to. You hear the same thing. He's got to complete the play. Okay, what does that mean?
Though.
No. I get it. What does that mean? Complete the play? I mean, I know what that means, like actually, but what does that mean in terms of watching it? Because I feel like you can have 10 different people watch the same play, and 5 of them will say he completed the catch, and 5 of them will say he wouldn't. It's like, there's not enough objectivity on what a catch is. It's too much left to the subjective
of the referees.
Exactly.
I mean, worst case scenario on that call. Worst case, it's mutual possession, which goes to the offense.
Agreed.
Worst case.
Agreed.
So I don't understand what the hell they were doing. And not only that, I mean, Bills-Patriots would have been a much more exciting AFC championship. That AFC championship game was terrible. And I know you got the weather involved, and it was windy, it was snowy, 10-7, whatever. I guess it happens. But that drives me crazy too, is that the NFL makes their most important games, they play it in January because of the schedule, and the conditions are not ideal. And I mean, that drives me crazy. It's just, you want to see the best teams performing with factors you can control.
I get that.
I mean, I understand the home field, but
the home field, exactly. You play in a nice environment, you win enough games in the regular season, win your games. That you earn the right to have your whatever. If you're in the cold, you're in the extreme
But
hot.
the cold is affecting both teams. I mean, you can't tell me like, oh yeah, it's great that we're playing that Team A is playing in Green Bay. I'm like, these players in Green Bay feel that negative temperature just like the players that's playing Green Bay.
Okay, so then it's even.
Right. But you're not getting your best football out of it because of the conditions.
I mean, unless someone's willing to propose an idea of neutral sites for every game, which is not realistic. What
I mean, it would cost a lot of money. What you could do, I mean, in my opinion, it would cost a tremendous amount of money, and you'd have a lot of agreements. But have the ability to close all the stadiums. Keep them open in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, you close them.
That's a bold statement.
I mean, it could never happen. It's so much money.
Never
it's so
happen.
but
you're asking owners to give up that paycheck.
No, I get it.
Of a home playoff game. I mean, yeah, right.
But I don't know. I mean, me personally, I'm not going to Green Bay when it's negative 20 out. I mean, it'd be great to go to a December Green Bay game and have it climate controlled.
It would, but I mean, there is something to say. I've been to Green Bay in December and late November, and there is something to say it was an experience. I mean, would I want to do it all the time?
Would you want to play a football game in that weather? I mean, it's one thing being a fan, and you can put on as many layers as you want and the hand warmers and all that other stuff.
If I played for the Packers, hell yeah, I'd want to.
Yeah, I guess, just because of the tradition.
Exactly. I mean, come on. We wouldn't have the Ice Bowl. We wouldn't have... I mean, there's so many...
You're right. I mean, I get you.
Yeah.
And going back to Buffalo, that place is a cesspool. Listen, I don't understand. Explain to me this. Owner Terry Pegula, that's how you say his name, he calls out the officials in that game saying that Buffalo should have won the game, okay? But then he fires Sean McDermott. So if the officials had made the call that we all see should have happened and Buffalo went to the AFC Championship game, and let's say they lost there, were you still planning on firing Sean McDermott? If you had gone to the Super Bowl, obviously if they won, you weren't going to fire him. If you had gone to the Super Bowl and you lost to the Seahawks, were you still going to... Was that the plan all along? Was Super Bowl or bust? Because why are you calling out the officials, but then you make the coach the problem when they really won that game? It doesn't make any sense.
It's honestly, it's sour grapes. The owner just, being really upset at his team not winning and just calling people out left and right as he can. I agree with you in that the Bills got screwed. Firing McDermott.
I mean, see the problem?
Yeah, I do see the problem. I honestly believe.
Oh, you do? You thought that was fair?
No.
What do you think the problem is in Buffalo?
I think the problem was that their offense, they can't, for some reason, they can't in the playoffs. Josh Allen whether it's the championship game or the divisional round, something happens at the end where he comes up like a yard short or a play behind.
I think it's more of a defensive issue, to be honest with you. That game against the Chiefs a couple years ago, the 13 seconds game, they should have won that game.
Yes.
And they've had other games where I think the defense just in a big moment just kind of blows it.
Well, if you're blaming the defense, then that's McDermott's defense. So I get that.
Okay. Fair enough.
I honestly think
he was the defensive coordinator.
Well, he was the head coach, but he was the
defensive guy.
He's the defensive guy.
All right.
So I honestly believe that short of the Super Bowl, he was gonna fire McDermott. I mean, it was owners get they
get antsy.
Yeah, they get antsy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you have a team that's doing the same basically year in year out, whether it's just barely missing the playoffs or making the playoffs and not making the Super Bowl or making a certain round, owners get antsy. If you're doing the same thing, status quo is not good for owners. They want to be progressing, moving forward.
Right.
If they're not doing that, it's okay, because they're all businessmen. What do they do in business? It's if you're not moving, you're dead. So they all think like businessmen. We're not moving forward. We're not progressing. All right, let's go. Let's get a new guy in here. We got to take the next step.
I get it. I mean, I can understand a little bit from we had talked on our different show, or you talk about hockey, the Pittsburgh Penguins. They were kind of treading water with Mike Sullivan. They trade with Dan Muse comes in, not to make this a hockey thing, but then now they're doing different with a different perspective.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying there with that. So, all right, debate time. We're going to take, Goose and I are going to take the different sides of a couple of debates here. So first topic, globalization of the NFL. I personally think it's a gimmick. I don't think it's working. I don't know. You're putting all these games, London, France, everywhere in Europe, Brazil, Mexico. The Rams and 49ers are going to Australia? I mean, that's way too much travel. I don't know how many eyeballs, how much money. Maybe they're getting money like on the back end, and Australia's like, oh, we want advertising revenue to make this happen. And then I'm forgetting his name now. Goodell is thinking of the kickback that he's getting from that. But as a strategy as whole, I hate it. I mean, I'm a season ticket holder for the Carolina Panthers. When we have the 9 home games, the point of the 9 home games was just for more revenue for the owners. Mm-hmm. But what they've done, they did a bait and switch, and now they take that 9th home game and they put it in Europe. So you're still only getting the 8 home games. So it was a total bait and switch, and he's just doing it to feed his own ego. And I don't see how it's doing anything. I mean, personally, it's cool. I like that we get a 9:30 game 4, 5, 6 times a year because you get football all day. You got 9:30, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, the nighttime. You got a quadruple header. Awesome. But other than that, I mean, I don't want to travel to Spain to see my team. That's a big expense. How are people afford? Anyway, your thoughts.
My thoughts are, I got two lines of thought. As a fan, as just a football, as an NFL football fan, no, I'm with you. I don't like it. I don't want to lose. I don't want my team giving up a home game where especially if you have a home field advantage,
right,
like a strong home field advantage. Why am I giving up a game just so owners can make more money, but you're hurting your own brand, your own team? So as a fan, I get it. Here's the problem. What is the mantra or whatnot of the NFL? Make enough money that we print it. So the globalization of the NFL, what does that do? That gets your product out to the entire world. That gets them watching it more, and especially because if you have the 9:30 game, that's putting another game in prime time, even though it's 9:30 a.m., but it's its own game. So you get, what do? You get the more betting, you get the more eyes on it, you get all that stuff. Anytime the NFL has that chance to stand out and stand above all the other sports leagues, getting their games solo. The NFL loves them some solo games where the one game is on and that's all everyone can watch. The globalization of the NFL, it is giving them, they're not only printing money, they're printing money off of the money they already printed.
Right.
Like it's to make a profit, and it's killing it. So it's here to stay. It is. It sucks, but it's here to stay.
I mean, I don't know the numbers. Are they getting the amount of people to go to these games in these stadiums from these different countries? I mean, American football is not the most popular sport in the world.
It's not, but they want to try to grow it to be that. And they are. All these, they're sold out to the gills, these games. Oh, my God, yes. And
I think if you go too far, it's not going to work out for them. Maybe if you have the one special event. Listen, maybe they do 3 games in London now.
Well, I think what I think the end game to that is, I think they're going to, when they add more teams eventually, down the line, I think you're going to have
how is that possible though?
Well, hear me out. You're going to have an NFL Europe division, whether it's.
But we tried that, remember, years ago. It failed. Berlin Thunder and all that stuff.
Yeah, but that wasn't the NFL. It was the World League. So I know the NFL had to do with it, but it wasn't the NFL.
Didn't they rebrand it as NFL Europe one year?
NFL Europe, but it was still its own league.
Okay.
I'm not talking about they're gonna have their own league in Europe. I'm talking about it's gonna be literally a division of teams where you're gonna have Paris, London,
and they're gonna play the rest of the NFL.
Well, no. What you do is, here's what you do. They're gonna add that extra game. They're gonna probably add another bye week. So, which is okay. That makes the season longer already. The owners would love that. Longer the season. I mean, the more the NFL's in the news.
Right.
So you do that. You have a facility in Europe that teams will go to, spend the week there, and then they'll play multiple games, whether it's London, Paris, and
right?
Then, they'll play a couple, whatever games they're going to play, and then they'll come back and they'll be at that facility.
But they still got to play the away games, and you got to have some sort of balance. You're not going to have the Paris French croissants playing at the San Francisco 49ers. That's just way too much travel.
No, but you can because if all of the teams they're going to play that are geographically close to the furthest away, whether it's, let's say you have a London team that's going to play both San Francisco and Seattle and the Rams. You know, two of those games are going to be on the road. You're going to play both those games back to back on the road.
Right.
So you're only and you're going to be in one facility, you know, whether they build it in the West Coast, in the middle of America, wherever. So you do that, then that's how you mitigate the travel. It's not as bad. Look, to make more money.
Right.
That's the only goal. They care about making money.
They do, and they're exploiting all these players, and don't even get me started about the concussions and all the other stuff. But since we're talking about it, let's go right into it. Concussions in the NFL. I think there needs to be stricter regulations. It's really bad. I mean, you know, I used to be a firefighter paramedic. I saw ALS in person. And ALS is a kind of offshoot, you know, from a TBI, from a concussion. You know, you have multiple concussions. Somebody like Tua, like, you know, you should stop playing. He wants to play. He wants to get hit in the head again. I mean, God, you know, we know the tragedies of what happened to all these players. Junior Seau, he played for the Dolphins.
Yes, he did.
And I want to talk about, we all know what happened to him. I mean, there needs to be stricter regulations when it comes to concussions. You know, I mean, I hate that J.C. Horn had to come out of the game, and we lost the game basically because he was out, but he was on concussion protocol. That's fine. But, I mean, it needs to be even more stricter than that. Maybe we need better helmet technology, something. But
I'm all for, like, technology that helps mitigate concussions, whether, you know, helmet technology, you know, and players shouldn't have a choice. They have that foam cap or something that some players wear.
That's weird. Is that what that is?
Yeah,
it's like this like big funny looking
That's
hat.
exactly what it
They
is.
look like a clown.
But it's the player's choice to wear it. I think they all should have to wear it.
So it's more protective.
Yeah, it's more protective.
All
The
right.
players should have to wear it. I don't think it should be optional.
Right.
Now, that being said, what do you have here? You have informed consent. So in that respect, you how you're saying, you're a firefighter, paramedic. You have policemen. You have, Army soldiers. You have people who do dangerous jobs.
Right.
And they choose to do dangerous jobs.
Right, right.
You know,
I
they put themselves in the line of fire, you know, for lack of a better term.
Sure.
That being said, if you were to rewind the clock 20, 30 years ago where we didn't know that much about concussions and their impact on the NFL, I'm with you 110%.
Right.
Because we don't know, we don't have all the information, and, you know, we need to be protected from that. Nowadays, who doesn't know that multiple concussions are really, really bad?
Yeah.
Who doesn't know that? So if a person can say, I want to be a policeman, and yeah, I might get shot at every day, but that's what I want to do. I want to put my life on the line. Why can't an NFL player do that themselves if they know what they're getting into?
Yeah, I agree. But you also have NFL players that, you know, they want to man up and they want to, so maybe they lie about their symptoms, or maybe they do this because they want to get back in the game and they want to be a warrior and they want to do this. So maybe we need stricter testing and stricter guidelines and everything. So, like, we know, like, you're okay. Like, you know, if somebody goes, you know, if they have a test where they have to do, you know, look at whatever, and they know how to cheat the test and pass it just to get back in the game, but they're not 100%. I mean, you're hurting your team doing this, much less yourself, your brain, and everything else. There needs to be some sort of, like, really strict guidelines for you that the test can't be manipulated, that we know you're okay. You know, like, you got to go for an MRI. Like, it's mandatory, whatever. Make sure there's nothing going on.
I agree. I think, first of all, I don't know why they don't have MRI facilities in all the stadiums. They make enough money. The NFL, like we talked about, they print their own money.
Right.
You can have your own MRI facility in a stadium. It's an MRI.
They don't care about the players.
No,
they're just exploiting these guys.
They don't care about the players.
And it's all for a big paycheck. That's why we're like, oh.
But
they're not even paying the paycheck. It's the owners paying the money. And then the owners lose their home game to go to Paris.
Yeah, I mean, they do.
But they're okay with it.
Because they are okay with it because they're making money. And players know what they're getting into, though.
Yeah.
I agree. What have we talked about? Subjectivity versus objectivity. We've talked about that a lot on different shows and today. Now, that being said, I agree with you in that if you can have a set of guidelines that are like strict, independent regulations that have nothing to do with football, they're self-credentialed and all of that, I'm for that. That makes it more objective. And it takes out a lot of the players being able to fool the tests or whatnot.
Yeah.
But unless you're going to get something like that, players know what they're getting into, and they're big boys.
Yeah.
It's okay. They're allowed. If they want to sign up for that, that's their right. That's their right to do so.
Last topic. Bill Belichick, recently, he was snubbed getting into the Hall of Fame. I'm fine with it. He shouldn't be in because of... I'm not a big thing on the whole cheating thing. I don't like Todd Brady with the Deflate Gate. He knew what was going on. They had Spygate. They had every gate, every gate imaginable. With this team, there was always controversy. It's like you had a good team, but you still had to like sort of cheat to win. And yeah, I'm okay with him not being in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, I am clearly a Dolphins fan, and a big Don Shula fan. So that by that rationale, I am not a Bill Belichick fan. Cannot stand him. Mm-hmm. That being said, it is total BS that he's not in the Hall of Fame. I can't stand that guy, but it delegitimizes the entire Hall of Fame. The fact that that guy who's won, granted, I personally believe that Brady was more of the reason, but like you can't take it away. The guy won 6 Super Bowls. Yeah. I mean, if that's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, I don't know what is. I mean, it delegitimizes the entire Hall of Fame.
It sours it with
Tom Brady's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean,
he deflated the footballs.
Oh, come on. Tom Brady is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Blow up the Hall of Fame.
No, I understand what you're saying. I don't think that you need to cheat to win. No, I get it, but I don't think you need to cheat to win. And do I give a credit to Bill Belichick? Sure. And I don't know what was going on, if there was any cheating going on or not. But I don't know if you remember the one year the Patriots were in the midst of like this dynasty, and I think in game 1 Brady goes down with an ACL. So they had a backup. Was it Matt Castle or something like that?
That was the Wildcat. That was the 2007 Wildcat year.
Right.
Yep. But the Dolphins won the division.
But the Patriots still went 11-5 and made the playoffs.
No, they didn't make the playoffs. They didn't. They missed the playoffs.
Oh, they missed the playoffs, but they went 11-5.
But they missed the playoffs.
They missed the playoffs. But they went 11-5 on the backup quarterback for the whole season.
Yes, they did. That's coaching.
That's coaching. Yeah, I get it, but
he got Matt Castle paid.
Yeah.
He got Matt Castle paid.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to Goose's Grog House. So I'm going to give you a name, and you're going to pour some beers. So Goose's Grog House is Jason's bar, and we're going to have some NFL people that come into the bar, and we're going to sit down, and based on how they're doing and what their future predicts, Jason's going to pour them anywhere from 1 to 12 beers. And so I'm going to give you a name, and let's see who's walking in the bar right now. We got the aforementioned Terry Pagula, Bill's owner.
I'm going to give him 12 Labatt's Blue.
Canadian?
Labatt's Blue. It is a Buffalo. If I'm not wrong and mistaken, it is actually a beer in Buffalo.
In Buffalo, okay.
Yeah. I'm not 100%. It could be Canadian, but I just
remember.
They're
on the border.
They're on the border. They're right there.
Okay.
I'm going to give him 12 Labatt's Blue because he is, like we talked, he is flying by the seat of his pants. He doesn't know what it's like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's got the Sabres, like, okay, they're doing great. But the Bills, like we just talked about, you're firing McDermott, you're calling out the refs, but then you're saying it's your coach's fault, and you're doing this, you're doing that. He doesn't know what he's doing, and I mean, you got the whole Keon Coleman call out thing.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous. I mean, it's the player's fault, it's the ref's fault, 12 Labatt's Blue.
Okay,
that's
all right. Oh man, I got this guy. He could barely walk. He's coming in. Look at him. Oh, who is? Oh, it's Jerry Jones. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones just said that he was willing to open up the paycheck and spend. Well, where was this the last 30 years?
Hey,
you're 83.
Father Time is undefeated.
Father Time is undefeated.
He wants to see one more Super Bowl before he's into the great beyond.
I understand, but where was this mentality at 63 or 73? How many beers you pouring this guy?
I'm pouring him 0.
0
beers.
Really?
Because he's always either senile or drunk.
Okay.
I mean, so he
doesn't need any more.
I don't know if he needs any more beers. Exactly.
Nice.
But I guess he finally realized he can't take all of his money with him. He's got plenty to leave. He's got plenty of oil money, but hey, he can't take it all with him.
Yeah.
Let's try to spend it, make it a little happy. Say, hey, I can win a Super Bowl without Jimmy Johnson.
What does it say about your fans, though, that you've been in this mediocrity for 30 years, and now you're like, now I want to open the paycheck. You have billions of dollars. Now you want to open the paycheck? Now you're 83? Now you realize life is short? What?
I mean, what it says is that he has not cared about winning since they've won with Jimmy Johnson.
Right.
All he's cared about is
Barry
being in the
Switzer.
news. That was Jimmy Johnson.
I know.
So all he has cared about, he wants the Cowboys to be the news. That's his golden goose. If Jerry Jones had his way,
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, winning's nice, great, awesome, cool. If he'd rather lose ugly, or what's
Win
called?
ugly than-
Yeah. Lose pretty than win ugly.
Right.
Like, because if you lose pretty, you're the talk of the town. You're on all the sports shows. You're on, all the debate shows. That being said, it's something snapped where it's like, okay, I can't take my money with me. Maybe, nobody knows. Maybe he has some health issues that we don't know about. And
Yeah.
Who knows? That I'm giving him 0 beers.
All right.
And we'll see what happens with Dallas.
Right. Because any more than that would be elder abuse. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. We got a lot of people standing outside here. We have every representative from the Miami Dolphins organization. I know that's near and dear to your heart. How many kegs, beers are they getting?
They're getting no beers.
No beers?
No, wait. No beers.
Okay.
Because, and I know you've been to New Orleans before, so you're going to know what I'm talking about.
Right.
They get 12 hand grenades.
Hand grenades.
Hand grenades. Because,
Okay.
you don't want to know why? Because that organization
it needs to be blown up.
needed to be blown
Nice.
the you-know-what
Right.
up.
Yeah.
Okay? And 12 hand grenades,
Nice.
only because
I like it.
can't do 13.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So 12 hand grenades, blow that to the sky.
So, I mean, what do you, like, from the beginning, like, you want him, like, to just move away and, like, get a new, like, an
No, I want a
team?
new owner. No, keep the city. I mean, the stadium. New owner. I mean, we'll see with Green Bay South now. We'll see what happens with them.
Yeah.
They kind of did throw some hand grenades in there where they fire Chris Greer, fire Mike McDaniel. So we will see what happens. I wish we could fire the owner, but that is yet to happen in sports. So.
Yeah,
We shall see.
That's props to you for staying with that organization, but it's just a disaster.
I'm a sucker. Hootie, they make you cry. You know?
I mean, yeah. Hootie spoke about him. All right, let's get into some predictions. Seahawks are going to be back. I just feel that they're going to be back. They're just too loaded. Jackson Smith and Njigba, he's ridiculous.
JSN,
He's
nuts.
ridiculous. I'm not sold on the Rams. I think they can be hot and cold. I think they can win 11, 12 games, but they could also be 8-8. They could go down to like, Jimmy Batts was talking about like 1 possession games.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I like McVay, but I don't like McVay. I don't trust him in a close situation. Really? I'll get into it in a second when I get to the idiot of the show. But and Buffalo's a question with the new coach. We'll see what happens. I think the AFC is wide open, in my opinion.
I agree.
Wide open. The only team I don't like in the AFC, I think the Chiefs are on the way down. I know Mahomes has the injury and, it was an ACL, so he's probably not going to start. He's probably going to be like middle of the season before he comes back because it was like week 12 or something when he went down. So I think you need like almost a whole year for that. So he's probably going to miss the first couple of weeks.
He'll probably miss the first 4 games, be on the PUP list for the first 4 games, something like that. Yeah.
And I don't think they have weapons to go ahead and account for it. And now with Denver strong and the Chargers decent, the Raiders suck. But it's a difficult division, it
is a difficult division.
Your thoughts?
I'm not ready to write off the Chiefs yet because we still have yet to see what they do in free agency. We've yet to see what they do in the draft.
It's early.
Because you get Mahomes a couple of weapons and they have a decent offensive line and their defense is passable. That's good enough.
But if Mahomes misses 6 games and they go 2-4, they might be in too much of a hole in the playoffs.
That is very possible. It's gonna depend on a lot of factors. How
Who
he
they
comes
got?
back from the injury.
Minshew? Who's their backup? Is it a Minshew?
No, Minshew's not on there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, that's a good question. I don't know.
I don't even remember, but
who knows? Watch them get to.
Yeah.
No, I am not. Not a Seahawks Bills. That I got. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I got Bears versus Broncos in the Super Bowl.
Bears and Broncos. Okay.
I was not high before on Caleb Williams or the Bears, but seeing what Ben Johnson did. Former Dolphins coach, by the way, of course.
Mm-hmm. Love how they leave and they have success elsewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The best way to be successful is work for the Dolphins first and then go somewhere else.
As long as your name's not Shula.
Yeah, exactly. As long as your name's not Shula. But to see what Ben Johnson was doing with Caleb Williams, you see the talent, you see it there, and they were just getting better. Their defense was disgusting this year, and in a good way, filthy. I mean. And Broncos, if they could stay healthy, I mean, if Bo Nix is in that game, they win that game going away. I mean, I'm sorry. They win that game going away. Bo Nix superseded my expectations. I didn't think he was going to be that great coming to the NFL. I remember watching his dad, Patrick, in college, Florida.
Auburn, Florida, 94.
Yep,
I was there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Nixon Sanders. Yep.
That was
Yep.
So I'm big on the Bears versus Broncos. I really like the coaching. I really like the you got the strong defenses. What won Seattle the game? It certainly wasn't Sam Darnold. He didn't lose the game for them, but
their defense was stellar.
Won the game. Yeah.
It was.
Bears and Broncos, you got great defenses with quarterbacks who are on the way up. If they stay healthy, those two teams, I
got to see back-to-back good seasons from the Bears. I like Caleb Williams. I think he's good, but I mean, it's just like Jimmy Batts was talking about, 5-12 to 12-5, and you talk about the unbelievable record in one-score games. That can go the other way. That's why 5-12 becomes 12-5.
It absolutely can.
So, I was like you mentioned before, I got Seahawks versus Bills. I think the coaching change in Buffalo is going to propel them to the next level, and I see the Seahawks returning. I don't see anyone else in the NFC that scares me to take on the Seahawks right now, but watch out for two teams. My Panthers, not that they're going to the Super Bowl, but I expect them back-to-back division champs.
Oh,
back-to-back division champs this year, and they're gonna be strong. They're gonna be strong. And the New York Football Giants.
Oh.
Jim Harbaugh is going to take that team. I'm not saying they're winning the Super Bowl. I'm not even saying they're making the playoffs. But that team has stunk for a long time, and now they have a coach. And that coach wants to win. And he's pissed off. Not Jim Harbaugh. John Harbaugh. Yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you. John Harbaugh. Said the wrong thing.
That's all right.
You know what I meant. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh is a great coach. He knows how to win. He's going to turn that team around. Maybe not this year, but I expect flirting with 500 for sure. And they got some weapons on that team.
They do.
Jackson Dart, and they got some weapons.
They do Camp Scatterbo.
Yeah, Scatterbo, exactly.
I'm very, very bullish on the Giants. I like them a lot. The only thing I get a little worried about is Jackson Dart and Camp Scatterbo. They play with hitting their heads
first.
You
think they might get injured and then it's a wrap.
I'm hoping.
I see.
I'm hoping Harbaugh can pull them aside, maybe show them how to protect
coaching,
themselves. Some coaching, how to protect themselves a little.
Right.
Because if they can get that, then, the sky's the limit. But Jackson Dart cannot play. He is not going to have a long career playing if he plays the same way he did this past season. He will not make it from injury.
Gotcha. And then, all right, moving on to our idiot of the show. I got two idiots of the show, and they're both named Sean. We got Sean Payton and Sean McVay. And the reason why is the AFC and NFC championship games. These 4th and shorts drive me up the wall. Football's being played one way for all these years, and all of a sudden now we're going to throw in analytics. I'm not a believer in it. Everyone says you got to do these analytics, and they throw it on the screen. And, it says 4th and 3, go. I'm like, well, who's saying to go? You say to go. I say not to go. I was at the Panthers-Rams playoff game. We started a drive. We stalled around the 48-yard line, and it was 4th and 5. Okay, beginning of the game. I know the Rams have a good offense, but our defense can make plays. I don't want to give the Rams, with an amazing offense, the ball at the middle of the field. They went for it. They didn't get it. 2 plays later, the Rams scored a touchdown and we're a 7-0 hole. I don't like it. Football is played on a 100-yard field. Punt the ball. Pin them back. Use some strategy. Both of these coaches went for 4th and short, Sean Payton and Sean McVay in the game, and they both, when they could have had field goals, which was differences in the game.
Absolutely.
It's too much with the 4th and shorts, and I think you cost yourself. Dan Campbell is a big gambler too.
Yeah.
And it costs them. So sometimes you're right, but I think most of the time you lose on that.
See, I'm of the opposite. First off, you have to know your team. You have to have a pulse, your finger on the pulse of your team. Are you a flashy team that's going to win with offense and just have a good enough defense? Are you a, hard-nosed defense that, hey, if we can score 21 points, we're probably going to win because our defense is so good?
Right.
What kind of team are you? Sean Payton, oh my God, have some situational awareness. You have a home playoff game. You should
know the weather.
You have a backup quarterback who has not played a game in freaking. You take the points.
Right.
Come on, McVay.
He should have known the weather. He should have known the second half the conditions were going to worsen. It was going to be impossible to kick and to throw the ball.
Absolutely. I can make a case for McVay at least. I can't defend Sean Payton.
Okay.
That was the idiocy of idiocy right there. How do you just have some situational and team awareness? Know what's going on.
And I know you like the
team.
Broncos, but I think that's going to hold him back. I think there's going to be a situation that he screws up, and that's why they don't get far. But
or he could have learned his lesson. We'll see.
nah, these guys don't learn
Yeah,
lessons.
that's true. These
Come
egos,
on.
the egos on these guys. Yeah, I
No.
get it.
All right, sounds good. So appreciate it. Yeah, great show. NFL wrap up. We'll revisit after we got the draft coming up over the summer. We got free agency. We got the schedule coming out in May. So a lot to discuss on our next show for NFL.
And my Dolphins will still stink.
And keep pounding on the Panthers.
And
Let's
water's
go.
wet. You know?
And water's wet.
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
All right.